Hello again, and welcome to my home studio. My name's Joe from Home Studio Corner, and I've been running Home Studio Corner for about 6 months now, and I've never shown you my home studio. So it's nothing super impressive, and the reason I want to show it to you is everything you hear on the website, all the audio clips, everything that I do on Home Studio Corner is done in here. So it's a pretty cool setup. It's by no means fancy or gaudy or super expensive, so it's something that pretty much anybody could get into with a couple $1,000, and you'd be good to go. So let's start the tour. I guess I'll give you a view of the room to begin with. This is just a spare bedroom in my house here, and as you can see, it's a log cabin actually, so hence the log on the walls. And this is the setup. So I guess we'll start over here. This is probably the most awkward or not obvious piece of equipment. This is the solo amp from Fishman, and it's a great piece. I use it for live gigs, so the reason I have it in here is mainly for just practicing. Obviously, see, here's the microphone. Great for solo acoustic gigs and things like that. Here's my pedal board. Nothing terribly fancy. Boss Tuner Tech 21 Blonde pedal, which sounds amazing, doing Fender models. And this is the newest edition, which is the Line 6 JM4 Looper. And very cool. I'll be doing a review on that here soon, possibly this week. Let's see, over here, an old beat-up mandolin. Here's my PRS Se Guitar. It's the cheaper line of Paul Reed Smith guitars, but gorgeous guitar. Sounds really good. And for what I do, it's great. Here's a Mexican jazz bass. Again, it's the cheaper line of Fender jazz basses, but for my purposes, it's wonderful. And let's keep with the guitar theme. Over here is one of my old acoustic guitars. It's a beater. It's an old Ibanez. It's been around forever. And here's my baby. This is my Taylor 314 CE. And she's beautiful. I've only had her for a couple of months, and I love her. And let's come back over to the main area. This is kind of command central. This is where everything happens. And as you can see, everything's running off of a MacBook. This is the standard white MacBook. It's about 2 years old, connected to just a bigger monitor. For studio monitors, I've got the M-Audio EX66s, and these are pretty unique. They've got two 6-inch woofers on each speaker. So they have a lot of bottom end, a lot like an 8-inch speaker, but the mid-range is a little more defined as well. So I've had those for most of the year and been really happy with them. And here is, there's my wife, here is the 003, and if you're not familiar with the 003, they make a rack mount version, and then obviously this control surface version, which is very cool. You've got 8 faders, you've also got a lot of monitor control here. You can listen to different sources, listen to different sets of monitors at the same time. 2 headphone outs with individual volume adjustments, also a mute and a mono switch, which is very cool for mixing. Standard Apple keyboard and mouse. And over here, hiding behind the MacBook, is my very first set of studio monitors. These are Roland. I don't even remember the model. They were like $100. But I keep those around just to check my mixes, see what they'll sound like on a cheaper, small stereo, car stereo, that kind of thing. Going down the line, there's my Sennheiser HD280 headphones. And here is a cheap little controller. It's pretty cute. It's from CME. It's called the U-Key. And it's pretty good. Nothing too fancy with that, just something simple to get some notes in when I need to play keyboard. And for my rack, it's a little small. I used to have another piece here that I just sold, but on top we've got the Furman. This is the PL8 and power conditioner. Everything's plugged into that. And below that we've got a Focusrite. This is the Trackmaster Pro. So it's a decent little one-channel preamp. It's got a little bit of EQ, a nice little compressor on there. Not a bad EQ at all. And then lastly, we've got my Glyph drive, which is just the drive that I record everything to. And you may notice over here hiding in the corner, those are 2 other additional drives that I use for backup and also for samples for like the Native Instruments complete bundle. There's a lot of samples there, so I keep those there. Let's see, acoustic treatment. The big thing I talk about a lot on Home Studio Corner. The big pieces you'll see are here, these diamonds there, and also over there. And these are just your DST panels from RLX, and I simply just glued those to a piece of 2 foot by 2 foot ceiling tile. So, and then once they're glued to that, I simply just nail it to the wall. So there's just one nail hole in the wall as opposed to 4 or more. You'll also see there's one up there too to catch some reflections on the ceiling. Over here, this is just a simple bass trap a friend of mine built. It's just a couple 2x4s. It's covered in cloth, and the inside is filled with insulation to help with the low frequency absorption. So there's one over there and one over here. So I've got 3 total. And that's pretty much it. This is my home studio. And you know, I don't want... Ooh, one last thing. Here are my... I've got a couple mics, but these are my 2 favorites. This is the M-Audio Sputnik. It's a tube mic. Kind of a grittier sound, really warm. Got a lot of bite to it. It's not very clean. And over here is the M-Audio Luna, which is a cheaper mic, which is a nice solid state condenser. Very clean sound. It actually sounds good on just about everything. So, anyway, so that's my home studio. I hope you don't think I'm showing you this just to show off. I've been blessed to have a couple of things, and I want to show it to you because I don't have a huge HD rig. I haven't spent $20,000 on my system, but I can get good recordings. And like I said before, everything you see me do on Home Studio Corner is done in here. Everything I record was recorded in here. There's not anything fancy. I'm not going off to a big studio to do my recording, and I can get really good recordings out of this room. So just want that to be a word of encouragement to you. Whatever system you have, the equipment's so good now you can get good recordings out of just about anything. And final plug, I'll be actually releasing a new product here, my first product, probably in a week or so. And it's going to deal with everything obviously that you see here, but dig into a little bit more what goes into making a recording, and have some actually hands-on training and some personal one-on-one stuff from me. So be on the lookout for that. And otherwise, if you have any questions about anything you see here, feel free to leave a comment on the blog. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Certainly appreciate it. We'll see you next time.